If a boss had ads, well, now it has more ads. If a boss had some unique abilities that were annoying and you had to dodge them, well, now that ability happens twice as often and it spawns some ads. And then if a boss was literally so easy that you genuinely didn't remember that it had any mechanics at all, well, you don't really have to worry because at least now it spawns ads. So warriors, rogues, rejoice. You're going to get a ton of cleave damage off, and it doesn't seem like so far there's been any real class balances. Fights are longer and more unique. It feels a lot like something that's fresh, and it's a huge step in the right direction. But is it going far enough? That's the question I hope to kind of answer. Of course, if you like any sort of content I make sure to like and subscribe. And I have decided that I am going to be covering Season of Mastery quite extensively as the changes happen. Maybe not necessarily just the news, but kind of how things are evolving and how it can go, and then also how the meta kind of evolves. So if you're interested in that, of course, make sure to let me know in the comments. All right, soft me now, we're good. Remember, watch out for the fire, guys. Big heal on Sarthe. I'm low. I need to get decursed. Need to get decursed. Oh. Still need a decurse. Still need a decurse on Sarthe. Sarthe girl. Sarthe girl. Main tank. Oh my god. I never got decursed. Okay guys, so Blizzard has finally decided to embrace #SoM changes. And what this really means is that they're actually going into the raids and testing out different things where they're either gonna enhance mechanics or buff the bosses. Now last week they did go in and test out the raids where they only just doubled the boss HP. They also increased HP of a lot of the trash mobs, and then what they casually did was obviously they've taken away world buffs. So all that resulted in was the exact same fight that was the exact same difficulty level, but it took 4 times as long. And this was just going to be kind of a trek for everyone, to be honest. It was going to mean that all MC raids were going to be like 3-4 hours, and there was going to be some progression probably the first week, but not too much. Now this week, after some feedback from the community, which I do want to say, guys, please leave your comments, like your ideas in the comments. It really does mean a lot. And then please share this. The more we get ideas out there, the more Blizzard sees it, and the more they're actually adjusting things. But since they've gotten the feedback from the community that there wasn't actually any difficulty level added, it just made raids longer, they went in and decided to actually adjust the mechanics. Now, what this meant for the most part from every fight I saw was that there was going to be twice as many ads on most encounters, as well as every mechanic happened twice as often and either summoned new ads or, yeah, pretty much it either summoned new ads. Now, were the bosses actually legitimately harder? Yes, but with a very organized group, are any of the guilds going to have very much of a challenge? Any of the top guilds in the world? Definitely not. And what it really does is solidify some of the class differences. Now, all of the quote unquote meme specs or off specs that everyone was so excited to try in Classic Season of Mastery are going to be even harder if Blizzard doesn't have actual class balances, because currently the fights last a lot longer, and that means every spec that has issues with mana is going to extremely struggle. Now, right now on the PTR, you can actually just chain pop flasks of distilled wisdom, so you pretty much have infinite mana. And I'm trying to record this in one take, guys, so I apologize if I stutter a bit. But with that happening, we still see warriors and rogues be at the top. They never have resource drainage, resource shortage, really. And warriors are obviously still the best class. Even without world buffs, warriors are the kings of classic. And if there's no class balance, rogues can absolutely compete, and longer raids means rogues actually do a lot better because we have more uptime on Blade Flurry. So as you can see, after we killed Lucifron, that was actually a one shot from us today. And shout out to everybody who came and joined the viewer raids I was hosting today. But look at the top DPS. We are running all warriors at the top and rogues. That's it. And in this raid, we have something like 6 hunters, we have 3 mages, we have 2 warlocks. Like, there's a lot of other classes. There's a shadow priest, there's a boomy. Just the only thing on top by a significant margin is warriors and rogues. So melee are going to absolutely dominate classic if there's not class balances. So my biggest thing I'd like for people to advocate, hopefully, would be some actual class rebalances. But the raids themselves, were they actually challenging? And the thing is, they weren't necessarily overly challenging, but they were absolutely refreshing. It felt new. We were doing something new. There was some new mechanic on every boss. Like Magmadar actually spawns ads whenever he does his, well, it's kind of on a timer. It seems like it's not one he does in a mechanic, but he spawns ads. Baron Geddon needs to be kited into Gar's room, and you need to use the entire room because you get 3 living bombs, and every time he does little fires on the ground, it spawns an ad that stays there and the fire stays. So, well, the ad was for Shazra. Okay. Either way, a lot of things happen here, a lot of extra ads, which means a lot of extra cleave. So warriors are going to be sitting really, really juicy and feeling really, really strong and really solid. And one thing I wanted to test out was how solid can Fury Prot do? And in this not very real pre-bis gear, in this mediocre gear, Fury Prot was tanking just fine. My damage that I was intaking wasn't bad at all. It was absolutely letting me hold aggro over everyone else. So Fury Prot seems like it's still extremely solid here, other than maybe a fight like Ragnaros the first week. On the beta, you can still bring in Dire Maul buffs to the raids, so hopefully that's patched if they want to take out world buffs. But I personally would love for them to leave in one realm with world buffs. It would be so fun to do these new raids with world buffs and hard pump them. Just hopefully make them not dispellable, because that's the most grief thing ever, just running into a raid somewhere or being in Orgrimmar and a priest dispels you or Stormwind in the end. Anyways, guys, this was my general thoughts. The raids are really fun, really refreshing. The classic release date is coming soon, and it's a massive rush. And this is something that Blizzard has done consecutively every year for the past few years. I'm sure you've all noticed it with Naxx and Shadowlands and things like that. They've just, for some reason, decided to massively rush every release. Blizzard, I implore you to take a sec back. Don't just fiend for the subs because it's Q4 and you want to see an end of the year report that looks good. It's something you do every time, and it's I got really excited for Season Mastery after today with the new changes, but if you don't continue going, if you stop there, the game's just going to be rough. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you like my thoughts, and I really, really am genuinely so curious about what you guys have thoughts about and what your ideas are. I might host some more viewer raids, so if you want to be in them, check me out on twitch.tv/Sarthe, and if you like the video, of course, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all on the next one, and I will see you all in the Season of Mastery.